the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Good morning, Santa Barbara Teen Sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We welcome you all to join us
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. right after the news. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all the people and all those wonderful businesses that support those athletes. Put your hands together. Woo! You know, again, I gotta take a step back here. You know, over $100,000 last year. We have some big hopes and big dreams for this year. And again, I want to just extend my love and appreciation to Dr. Dirt. He had a show on this program, not this program, but on this station, KZSB, for almost, Dr. D, how many? 30 years maybe? And anyway, he donated a Lincoln Town Car, and all that money got sold and went to the Carpinteria United Boys and Girls Club. So put your hands up. Thank you for that.
Wow.
Woo! So that's going to be added on to the little ticker for 2015. So we're right on our way to raise some really good money. I'm really excited today. We got Macy Berlin in the house with 4 of her golfers, or not golfers,
soccer players.
Soccer. See, that's why I did it. Soccer. What are you hitting me for? Okay, I get confused. Okay, with the ball and the bat and everything. Okay,
there's no bat in soccer, Erica.
Okay, well, you're really beating me up on my own show.
Or golf.
Lori Cortez. She hasn't been here for a while because she's like dual living, and then she comes in here and I've gotten hit twice. Okay?
I have to make up for lost time.
I know. That's why these walls are all padded here. So I bang. My head's banging against the wall. So anyway, I love soccer. Okay, I know a little bit about the game. I played a little bit myself back in the day.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. So we're going to run around the room, see who's here today. We're going to start with Lori Cortez, since, you know, she wants to be heard. How you doing, Lori?
I'm doing great, Erica. It's nice to be back.
I miss you.
I miss you, too. I miss you guys.
We got a ton to talk about, so we're going to give you a whole segment next segment, okay?
Great. Sounds perfect.
Because we got Dr. Noble. How you doing, Scott?
Oh, fantastic.
Woo, Scott.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Hey, I got to thank you, and I don't know if you're going to extend it. I'm going to kind of sort of ask you and put you on the spot.
All right, here we are.
Yeah, you know me, because you gave away such an amazing gift, and I know it's done so well. And I don't know if you were, recognizing all those bags of fruit and everything like that, but they were in this Teen Sports Radio bag, so I would think that you knew they came from me.
Fantastic.
Okay, because, the deal, just talk about it and see if you want to extend it.
Well, we just dropped off our food drive food today, and
nice.
it was a great experience just to see a car get filled up and put it in this big box, and
nice.
I think it's going to serve a lot of people. There was 50 pounds of pinto beans and
nice.
Probably 25 pounds of lentils, some really a lot of tuna fish, stuff that people really wholesome food.
Fantastic.
So we're extending the food drive through the end of the year.
Yeah.
And, the end of last year.
Yeah.
And we're going to reinitiate it at the end of January. And the reason for this is because that's the slowest time for the food bank. There's this surge, during the holidays when everybody's got that in mind. And then, we all start to pay off our bills after the holidays. And and people forget that, people who are less fortunate than us still need food and assistance. So we're going to reinitiate the food drive towards the end of January, and we're going to take it through Valentine's Day.
Sweet. Put your hand. Let it be, Scott. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So, what do we get? What do we get?
What do we get?
Yeah, what do we get? Like, we give the...
of course. Yeah, you bring in 2 bags of groceries, and that gets somebody an initial exam, which is an exam of your posture, an opportunity for us to get to know each other.
Look at everybody's straightening up now.
There you go. Just say the P word. And then you also get 3 visits for care. So it gives people an opportunity to get their feet wet with the office, see if it's care that works for them, and it's just a good donation to people less fortunate.
Nice. Thank you so much, Scott. Sweet.
Thank you.
Scott Noble. Woo! Love you, Scott. All right, to your left, we have our Chief Happiness Officer, my BFF. How you doing, Dominique?
Hello, Erica.
All right, I know you've got something like...
Oh, yeah.
My Chief Happiness Officer. You got to say something to make me happy.
So... We're into January, and everyone is off to a great start with their New Year's resolutions. And if anyone out there has a resolution regarding healthy eating, I thought I'd give just a few pointers. You want them really fast?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a few.
First of all, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. So if we want to experience something different in regards to our eating and our health, we're going to have to do something different. But the things that we do different can be something as easy as, how about slowing down and chewing our food? So next time we have a meal, think about taking a bite of food and try to chew it for 30 seconds before you swallow it. And
That's
really,
insane.
really notice what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Notice the texture. Notice the smells. Put your fork down and breathe. So that's number one that you can do. The second thing you can do for healthy eating is make sure you're drinking good water. Filtered water, spring water, drink good water. That's going to help your body out.
Not out of a hose?
No, not recognized.
Just asking. I was
Not in
thirsty.
California.
Just so you know.
And then the third thing you can do is cook your food a little differently. Try to cook it without electricity.
Absolutely. Good job,
Thank
our
you.
Chief Happiness Officer. Good one, Dominique. All right, Scott, you have
Well,
to add.
I'd love to dovetail on that. You know, it's one thing about eating or chewing your food is if it's good food, that 30th bite or 30th second or chew is actually still tastes good. But if you eat junk, the more it gets broken down in your mouth, it actually starts to taste worse and worse. So it's a good indicator of the quality of the food that you're eating.
Oh, I like that.
And I also came in with a thought about New Year's resolutions because usually by the 6th, most people are already buckling on their resolutions. So what I'd like to suggest is to think of things as in gradations. If we look at it more as our goals, to have short, medium, and long-term goals, and to create a progression in our mind of how we're really going to get to those long-term goals through the short and medium ones. So for instance, in the office, somebody might come in with a short-term goal of getting out of pain. And then the medium-term goal might be restructuring their lives and starting to do things that are, overall more healthy. The long-term goal might be really, inspirational, like having more energy, being able to change your career, being able to do something that you couldn't do before. But if you see it as a gradation, it's a lot more realistic, and we set ourselves up to win rather than kind of overextending our goals and then after 6 days into the new year saying, well, maybe not. And
How long does it take? I don't know if you know the psych behind it. I mean, because you want to form a habit, basically. So how many days do you think it takes to, create that habit?
I've heard all sorts of estimates on this, anywhere from 12 days to a month. And I really think that it depends on the habit. There's a whole neuroplasticity to this, and if you've got an ingrained habit to some other way, it's going to take longer. So I think that it's sometimes nice to think that there's a short answer to this, but really, it's like anything. If you really want a good habit, you got to stick with it and just make it, own it, make it you.
There you go. Hey, let's take a break on that. Let's give the our listening audience something to think about while they listen to all of our wonderful sponsors that they're going to be listening to. Hey, it's go time. It's Erica Salda. We're going to be with the San Marcos High School soccer team. Okay, stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. right after the news. We are so blessed to have Lori Cortez back in the house, owner of College Coaching Services. Put your hands together for Lori. Woo! Thank you so much, Lori.
Thank you, Erica. It's great to be back. And
2015.
Yes, 2015, and I am so happy because when I walked in the studio today, not only did I see my good friend Erica and Dr. D, I saw one of my favorite students, Erin Ryley, and she is... can I share the good news? Erin found out that she has been accepted early to Cal Poly.
Wow,
and so,
that's a hard school to get into.
It is very hard to get into, and she's especially her program, and she's really, really excited. And so I just want to say congratulations to Erin.
Wow, you didn't have anything to do with it.
No, really not with Erin. She's really on top of things.
That's
but
fantastic.
That does bring me to a little bit of advice I want to give to my seniors right now, because I know those of you, many of you, are expecting early decisions back if you haven't received them already. I wish you the best of luck with those. If for some reason you were deferred from your first choice school, there are some things that you need to do with the admissions office in order to I should say, improve your odds a bit. And one of those is to definitely contact the admissions office, reiterate your interest, that they are your top choice university. You will want to let them know of any new accomplishments you have received since submitting your applications. So if it was already on your application, you don't need to let them know about that. But any fall semester grades or any resume builders that you've had since submitting your application, make sure that you let the admissions office know about that. The rest of your regular action decisions should be coming back in February and March, and I wish all of you the best of luck with that. Juniors, this is testing year. Erin's so glad all this is over, but you should definitely be on a timeline for that. You should be preparing for either the SAT or the ACT. A lot of people like to mix it up and take both, but one should be your main test, and you should definitely put in a lot of preparation for that, because the studies show that your scores will improve if you prepare well, right, Erin? Yours went up really well. And freshmen and sophomores, the best thing that you can be doing right now, is, as well as junior and seniors, is maintaining top grades. All of you need to be aware of that. And freshmen and sophomores, building your resume in those areas of interest to the colleges. Seniors, you can't let down your grades second semester. You can't drop any classes that you put down on your applications. So those are questions I get every January.
I was just going to ask you that there.
And every January I say, no, you cannot do that, because the colleges do expect that you maintain a very similar GPA to what you applied with. So in a nutshell, that's kind of just a broad amount of information for every age level. And, we talked a little bit earlier about long-term goals, short-term goals, and mid-goals. And I think you alluded to the fact that, for my students, the long-term goal is getting into college. But you're definitely right. You have to break it down into steps. And so starting freshman year, maintaining good grades and building your resume and becoming involved in school and civil or civic activities is really key.
I have a question.
Yes, Erica. I will answer your question.
Okay, community service.
Yes.
It's changed.
Yes.
It's changed a ton. My kids are out they're out in college.
Yes.
But I remember when JoJo was a freshman versus even 3 years later when John became a freshman. And now I'm in some crazy community service hours like kids have to have. At Bishop, if you go to I'm not familiar with public schools, okay, but, they give you awards or whatever. But I think at Bishop was 300 hours or something?
100.
Is it 100?
Bishop used to, well, that's a requirement.
My kids did 300, okay? Because I just think that, you got time. Get out of there.
Yeah, you should always go well above and beyond.
Yeah, I don't need
to
get those increased ligaments in their thumbs, playing those games.
Yes, that's
so
right.
I figured,
that's right.
Texter's thumb is one of the newest actual diagnoses out there.
Serious?
It's a real thing. You can claim
Texter's thumb.
Oh,
get on a disability.
Yep.
Good. Nice to know. So, Mommy, I can't help you. I have Texter's thumb.
There you go.
You do that thumb.
Take away the phone.
Exactly. So what is the number, though? What do you think? What are you talking right now?
So I say 200 plus.
Okay.
Definitely 200 plus. And, Erin, I keep turning to Erin because she's such good proof of everything that works. But it's definitely very important. You never want to do the minimum, whether the high schools require 100 or 60 hours. You always want to go way above and beyond, because you are competing with kids from all over the world that are doing that. They're going above and beyond. Same thing with your grades. You never just want to do the minimum. And also, along that note, with the academic rigor of your schedule, you never just want to take 3 years of science, because that's what's recommended by most schools. You want to take 4 years, because you want to show that you have that academic integrity and that love of learning.
Same with languages.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. Same with languages. There's a misperception out there that students don't need a 3 or 4 years of a foreign language, and they absolutely need that. I don't have time to get into it right now, but if I could give my students one lesson, that would be it. Take at least 3, if not 4 years of foreign language, please.
So then, what are you saying? Multiple languages? Just
no, that's a good. No, I'm glad you clarified that, Erica. Yeah. Good question, Erica.
I'm on the roll.
I like that. No, you want to take the same language, because again, admissions officers like to see that you're building and you're learning in more depth in one area. So you want to take, if you start with Spanish, stick with Spanish. If you start with Chinese, stick with Chinese.
Kind of a silly question, but like simple as English. Is there 4 years of English?
Yeah, that is actually required as a high school graduation requirement, but also
4 years.
Some students actually take, they'll take 5 because they'll take an extra year over the summer in a summer course. Erin took a lot of City College summer classes, so she can attest to that. Didn't you have calculus last summer? Was that one of your?
I'm taking it now.
You took statistics.
I took statistics.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so when would you recommend as a mom with an incoming freshman that their son or daughter should start taking college classes? Another
mean City
great
College?
question. Yeah.
It is a great question. I love your question.
self-esteem issues, so if I think I said a question, I'm just going to tell myself, Erica, that was a great question.
Fabulous question.
Thank you.
And that depends on the student. It really does. And so I always tell students to take higher level courses, AP, college level, in areas of their strength. So if they're very strong in math, then they want to, maybe start in geometry as a freshman and progress up, through calculus, BC if possible. If they're not strong in math and maybe they're strong in English, maybe they want to take an extra English course, maybe between sophomore and junior year or something like that. But you really want to balance it because you want to avoid C's and D's on the report card.
Right.
So A's and B's are key.
College coaching services. What's your contact information, Lori, if anybody needs some help out there?
Thanks, Erica. It's my email is collegecoaching1, just the number 1, @gmail.com. And my website is collegecoachingservices.com.
Lori Cortez. Woo! Woo! Hey, it's go time. We've got Marcie, Berlin when we get back, and the girls. Stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back. This is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
9 a.m. right after the news. And Dominique, where else are we?
We are on Facebook,
Yes.
Twitter,
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes.
and the internet
Uh-huh.
at SBTSR.com.
Actually, it was all right. We don't have Sloan here, and she knocks it out with the vibrato, okay? It's all right. We like it. We love it. All right. We have in the house, put your hands together, Marcie Berlin. She's turning red. I told you we were going to blow it up.
Yeah, I feel nervous already.
I know you should. We're trying to make this light and lovely. So talk about yourself. Tell how you get started. You're the varsity coach. And
I am.
Jesus Landeros, a really close friend of mine, told me you're also one of the admins over at the club as well.
I am.
Santa Barbara
Santa Barbara Soccer Club. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Talk about yourself.
This is my 6th season at San Marcos High School. I came on as an assistant my first year and then moved to the Frosh Soft team. We have 3 levels, Frosh Soft, Junior Varsity, Varsity. And then my 3rd year, I came back to the varsity level to coach it. So this group of seniors is a very special group because they will be my first group that I saw all the way through, starting at the varsity level.
Marcie, you look so young. I thought you were one of the players.
Oh, man. If I had a dime for every time I heard that. Yeah, the girls think that's pretty funny.
You'll appreciate that in a few years,
That's
trust
what
me.
I keep hearing. I can't wait.
So what is it that you love about coaching?
I love the girls. I mean, the sport is secondary to the athletes. And I suppose if you see us interact a little, I like teenagers. I think that's the youngest I can go because they're old enough to kind of get it. I think people sometimes roll their eyes that, oh, you work with teenagers, and they think of them as media fanatics. But I think they're awesome. I think they're really funny. I think that I have a lot in common with them. And I envy a lot of their hard work. I mean, I'm listening to what goes into college apps right now and all of that stuff. And it wasn't like that even 10 years ago when I was applying to college. So I think that they're fantastic people and it takes a lot of hard work and I test them and I challenge them. And when they rise to the occasion, I'm quietly proud. I don't show it a ton, but I am I'm very proud to work with the group of athletes that I work with.
So can you elaborate on how do you motivate them? How do you say it's a slow day? How do you kind of turn up the heat?
You know what? I usually, my philosophy is to always throw it back on the athletes. So they'll know when I'm upset, but I usually call them over. I'll ask the captains, hey, get your team together. Hey, what's going on? You tell me how well you guys think you're doing.
I see.
I'm a huge advocate for having the girls come up with what they are doing well and what they, have to improve upon. But I like to have them communicate amongst themselves so it doesn't feel like I'm always coming at them.
Very good.
Yeah, it's so interesting because you're teaching them a natural hierarchy. And that's one of the most difficult things in businesses, to get people to recognize that hierarchy is actually really efficient when you delegate and everyone finds their place and really makes it happen.
Yeah.
A nice word in transpersonal psychology is holarchy. And it actually implies transcending and including all the virtues of whatever it was, plus making it something new and exceptional. So
I like that.
Yeah, it kind of keeps it all connected as well as having it be linear as well.
Awesome. Dominique.
So what are the things that girls that you have to do like every day? Do you have to run a certain amount of miles? Do you have to do a certain amount of sit-ups? I mean, what's the deal?
Why don't you guys go up, you take one at a time because we've got 4 of you. Introduce yourself and say what grade you are. I want to know, your sign, favorite color, the whole thing.
I'm Kayla Simons. I'm in 12th grade. Something we do every day. We have the same warm up every day. I don't really know what else. We have this one drill that we don't do every day, but it's like infamous on our team, and it's called squares.
I didn't even know what they would pick.
And it's the sprinting endurance drill kind of, and we all hate it. And whenever Macy's setting up cones, we'll just be in the corner like, no, it's not squares. No, that's not the setup for squares. We know that's not squares.
Good.
For the record, I can hear them when they're...
That's very funny.
So what is squares?
They're basically, it's like a figure 8 sort of formation, and there are 8 sides, and you sprint one side, then you jog the 7, then you sprint 2 sides, jog 6, sprint 3, jog 5, and you just keep going until eventually you sprint all 8 sides, and that's when you're done and you're really tired.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And your name and...
I'm Kelsey Songer. I
was going to say, I know your name because I could see it on the paper.
Yeah, I'm a senior, second year on Varsity. I'm a captain this year, so that's
nice.
That's fun. Interesting role.
What are your duties as a captain, Kelsey?
I would say they're just kind of being a leader on the team and like making sure everyone kind of like when it comes to game time, like really getting your head in the game and getting ready for going onto the field, making sure everyone is like a cohesive unit and not like we need to know that we all play for each other and not separately. So I think it's kind of just like making sure everyone knows what's going on.
Okay, so you got 3 teammates next to you. What position do you play?
I play midfield.
Okay, so you got 3 teammates. It's just, who's the defenders on the team?
Erin.
Okay, so if you went up against her, could you beat her?
If I won, I don't know.
So I was just saying, that's what I like, just put one up against the other. So
it depends on the day.
So is that Erin or is that?
That's Erin.
Okay,
yeah.
so Erin, get on the mic here.
Hello.
Okay, she's coming after you. She's right in front of you. So what are you going to do?
Like she said, it definitely depends on the day. She's nutmegged me a couple times, but I've slide tackled her a couple times.
I was going to say, go in key. That's what I like, to go low. That's it. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Good times.
So what grade are you in?
I am also a senior. I'm another captain with Kelsey, and this is my 4th year on Varsity. So I've been with Macy all 4 years.
Wow.
It's been a fun experience.
That's awesome.
I just want to say, and I can't speak for you girls because I don't know you very well yet, but I can speak for Erin. Just the commitment that goes into this sport is just amazing to me. You mentioned Jesus Landeros. He was our son's coach, and he's fabulous. But I know the commitment with Erin because I also know she played club as well, and the time commitment and the work ethic, and that transcends into the classroom as well. And I really, I applaud you for that because I think that that's a part of who you are, and that's why a lot of colleges want you, honestly, because they want people like that on their campus. They want people who are going to contribute and people who are going to work hard and just make it work. So,
all right, last but not least, here we go. Another senior.
Hi.
Hey. She's the quiet lion. Are you the defender? Or are you...
I play anywhere in the attacking portion of the team.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. You've been with Marcie since the beginning, since a freshman as well?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is we got like a minute left, but what we're going to do is I want you all to think of a nice little adjective to describe Marcie, okay? And then we're going to take a little break, all right? And then we're going to come back. We have 2 more sections, so nobody go anywhere. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m., right after the news. And if you miss us at 9 a.m., Dominique, when else can you find us?
You can find us on Sunday.
Yes.
At 2 p.m.
No. Yes, that's right. I'm just messing with you.
Unless there's a Gaucho game. If there's a Gaucho game, then we're on at 8.
Okay, good one.
And you can catch us on Monday at 3 a.m. But we're also on Tuesdays at 11 p.m.
Fantastic.
Lots of times to catch us.
Yeah, we're all over the place. I love it. All right. So, and the internet, we have YouTube, Facebook, SBTSR.com.
TeenSportsRadio.com.
Okay. So cute. I love it. All right. We are, if you just joined us right now, we've got Marcie Berlin, and she brought amazing. What strikes me as fascinating is the story of having a coach go from freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, and having the same group of girls for, the 4 years. That just does not happen. It's just amazing. And we're talking about the soccer team over here at San Marcos High School. And I mean, the chemistry that you guys have built. All right. I mean, that could be, I guess, good and that could be bad, because if one had an attitude about somebody else as a freshman, has anybody gotten over that or what? I'm just asking. Is everybody getting along? You guys won La Familia. How is it? Good?
Yeah, we've always got along. Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't think there's ever been problems between us.
So when you do the club thing, do you do the club thing as well? Anybody can pick the mic on it. Yeah? Guys, say who you are, though. That's kind of like the little trick here.
Kaitlyn Saperstein.
Yeah, I got you. I'm looking at you, baby. That's it. All right. Kaitlyn?
Yeah, it's a transition from club to high school. I mean, all different girls, for me at least. But I feel like I get along with every single person and never had a problem with anybody on our team, which is really amazing, because I mean, so many different personalities just meshing doesn't happen very often.
Exactly. But I think that it's helped, right, being together for all this time and having the one coach.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So speaking of the coach, because she's like the elephant in the room. So Marcie, if you had to not literally, she's like size 1. But what I'm saying is, if you had to describe your coach, okay, why don't you do this? Give me a descriptive word of your coach, one, and then if you had like some kind of memory. You guys have been together now for 4 years, so think if you had an incident, a memory, something that's funny. Did you hide her cones before you were playing squares? And she couldn't find the cone.
Try that next time.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, girl.
I like the way you think.
That's right. Not that I haven't done anything. No, I wasn't that. So, do you have any? How would you best describe your coach?
She's always encouraging, no matter the situation.
Encouraging is a good word.
I don't know. One thing that strikes me about her is, in the heat of the game, I know she gets frustrated too. But when I'm like, oh my God, I can't anymore, like I'm so mad, she'll say, get your head in the game, like don't forget it, just play, and the way that you can get back at the team is by scoring a goal, not by
taking all that energy and
out on
focusing
them.
it towards something that's good for the team. That's awesome. That's good. She's a good coach. What am I going to say? I'm not afraid. She's going to be a good mom, too. You know what I mean? No, you're welcome. All right, who else? Let's see. How about, we'll try Kelsey. What do you
perfect.
Okay, there you go. See?
I'm nervous about this.
Co-captain, right?
Yeah,
All right, here we go. What are you going to do?
Okay, I was thinking about this. I would say my word is persistent, because I know like a big group of teenage girls isn't always the easiest thing to deal with, and we don't always have our days, and we're not always like really focused at practice, but every day she comes to practice, she's like, let's do this, we're here to practice, we're here to improve on our game, and no matter what, it's always like, I don't think I've ever seen her be like, I mean, I can feel sometimes when there's like the disappointment where it's like you didn't try your hardest, but other than that, like there's no like, I'm so disappointed in you, I'm done, like I'm out. So it's always like, I'm here to like work with you,
Nice.
Get through the game.
Marcie, I can just imagine how rewarding it is for you because, you know, working with teenagers myself, you know, over a length of time, just to see them mature and to really grow into, you know, responsible young women. I'm sure it's very rewarding for you too.
It is. I mean, it's the little victories too. When Kaitlyn's talking about keeping her head in the game, and I say, you know, the best way to get back at someone is to score a goal. It's in lieu of, you know, the dirty fouls, the pulling somebody down, and all that stuff. And so those little moments where I see someone who had a hot head or who has had those moments and lost their cool and then have a game where they're just as frustrated and play well. I'm always very proud to see that. It's really rewarding.
It must be. And then just seeing that you're making a difference in their lives too, because you're really helping them develop their character, you know, which is important.
So hypothetically, we take that to maybe the whole team in a situation is unraveled a little bit. What are the kind of things you might say at halftime to just really bring people back into focus?
You know, the halftime talk is such a funny concept because when I was first going into coaching and you go and you get your license and they talk about halftime, they say you give 3 pointers. You can't overload them and you can't give all of these things. And I try and think about myself as an athlete. I try and think about the things that my coaches or people said to me that worked or that didn't work. And the biggest thing that I do is I tell them to play for each other. So I say that if somebody is out there working their butt off and giving 100% and you're not, you're telling them that you don't care about them. You're literally saying, you can go ahead and work that hard, but I'm not going to put in the effort for you. And then everything else is, you know, tactics and technique, and I think will come, but I try and get them to play for each other and to lean on one another, and if that means they're mad at me, they're mad at me, but I try and make sure that they're united.
Nice.
Great answer.
Yeah, really good answer. Okay, who hasn't spoke up, as they say?
Erin here. The word I would use to describe Marcie is understanding. As she said before, she's only about 10 years older than us. So she's been there. She's been a teenage girl, gone through the same experiences as all of us. So she knows what it's like when something comes up. Either we have to miss a game or practice, or our head's just not in it. She's been there, done that, and she knows all the right words to say and everything. And then on a more personal basis, we've both torn our ACLs 3 times. So she's been there through every single surgery for mine, always had words of wisdom and got me through the process sooner with her advice. So yeah, I would say she's really understanding with everything that she's been through.
Really nice. Wow. Some good kumbaya moments. All right, give me pass me a tissue. So did we knock them all out? We missed somebody?
No, I still.
Kayla?
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Kayla.
I would say.
Oh, she's a silly one.
She just talks slowly.
Don't make me laugh. Macie's very straightforward, and I know that can be like taken. I think it's a good thing. She, when we do something not well or when we don't do a good play, she doesn't beat around the bush. She lets us know that we can do better and that it's not. I don't know how to phrase this. it's good. Like I'm really appreciative of it because I know I don't have like a false sense of whether I'm doing something well or not. I know. And similarly, when she tells us we do something well, we know she's being honest and it's real and we actually did something well and it gives us a lot more sense of accomplishment, I think.
Okay. Good answer.
Barely got it out.
Now you're stopping and going. Take a deep breath. All right, so let's just talk about. We're just going to keep this really cool and everything. But I always like to ask this, especially on girls' teams. It's completely different, girls' sports and boys' sports. But if you had to put a W, okay, in a column, would you want to put the W against Santa Barbara, or you want to put the W against DP, or like where, does it matter? I mean, because it's just about a group of girls, you know each other if you're playing club and 4 years together and everything like that. So, would you just get off more on beating Santa Barbara, or you just would like, if you could just pick one team, like who would you want? And, nobody listens to this show, so.
You really
100,000 hits a month, and over the world, okay? We have people listening in China, Pakistan, they don't have anything to do with Santa Barbara, though, so go ahead.
You really love that competition, don't you?
I'm just asking a simple question.
Perfect answer would be all. W's in all the columns, right, girls?
But I think there's an answer. I think there's a real answer between DP or San Marcos or I'm sorry, Santa Barbara.
I think we can all agree that Santa Barbara would be the one rivalry that we actually look forward to every year. Because between Santa Barbara and DP, we play with all the same girls in club also.
Right, exactly.
We play club. So we've bonded those friendships as well. But kind of playing against them on opposite teams is a whole different aspect. It's like we love them, but we also want to beat them.
Right.
But yeah, I think Santa Barbara, because we know most of them and just over the years, it's been one of our biggest rivalries.
Okay, so would you say, is it safe to say that the game is more aggressive when you're playing against Santa Barbara versus DP? I mean, it's a more physical game. Like it's Santa Barbara, you're getting ready. It's going to be, you're going to battle that day.
I think our mentality, we go in with a physical mindset, but also with every single league game that we go into, we need that physical mindset. Because every single team is hard. It's always going to be a good game.
Fantastic. So. All right. We got the Smush the sign. We got Dr. D saying to me, it's go time. We got one more section. Stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. right after the news. We are so blessed to have Marcie Berlin in the house today. Marcie, woo! Yeah! Unbelievable. What a blessing to have 4 girls with you today that you have had. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I can't even wrap my brain around that. I mean, it's just so amazing to have nobody, I would say less than 0.5% of any athlete can say I've had one coach in high school as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Just doesn't exist. So I'm liking your chances this season. I mean, if you guys all just unite and say, okay, I mean, why are you all here? The universe put you all together for 4 years. There's got to be a reason. I say league championship. Let's just start up. Let's start low, okay? You know what I'm saying?
I've been training them that we say one moment at a time.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So they're probably thinking the same thing you are, but are too scared to go against them.
What's your strengths and what's your weaknesses on the team right now, as you can see it? The girls can answer, you can answer, or whatever?
I do want to say that piece about being a cohesive unit is huge. We take a team bonding trip every year where there's no soccer. It's just about the girls bonding and getting to know one another, and myself included. And I think when you start to understand the parallels of life outside of the game, that you just care about each other a little bit more. And I think that puts us just a bit ahead in the scheme of playing for each other.
Have you always done that?
Well, for the past 4 years.
This is a really cool little group. I guess you could be going to a lot of weddings.
Yeah, that is a very scary thought.
Holy cow. It goes fast, let me tell you. So when you started coaching, you said, so this is your first group as a freshman, this group right here.
This is my 6th season, but my 4th going all the way with the varsity group.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. D, you had a question?
Yeah. First of all, did Marcie explain to you that the performance in this show is 3/4 of your graduating grade? You are all in trouble. Okay. You mentioned this earlier, Erin. What is nutmegging?
So nutmegging
It's a spice.
It is
nice
a
on
spice.
hot cocoa.
Kelsey made a joke about that earlier this year. Nutmegging is when the attacking person has the ball and the defensive person has their legs kind of separated and they kick the ball through the defending person's legs and gets by them and just kind of runs around them.
Nice.
Interesting terminology.
In the soccer world, it's embarrassing.
Any other spices that you use as descriptive terms for other activities on the field?
Not that I can think of, no. We're a spicy group in that.
I can tell.
Fantastic. What we're going to do is, Dr. Noble, since we'll take a little sidebar here, Dr. Noble wanted to offer you something here, Dr. D, because, just real quick, we're going to be talking to the girls for another 5 more minutes, but he wants to offer you something, a little Christmas elf or something.
Well, Dr. D, you'll be happy to find out, I hope, that your Secret Santa had your best interest in mind and has dropped off a couple of bags of groceries inside of our promotion, and you are welcome to come into the Wellness Center for an exam and a few visits.
Woo! Nice!
Well, thank you.
Because when he said posture, no disrespect to Dr. D, okay, but you're like hovered over these panels, okay? And I've noticed that your scapula, what is that thing on the back? Scapula. Okay. That doesn't look it from the front. Not that you can see it from the front, okay, but it looks a little off. Okay,
That could be.
It
very well could be.
Know. Now he's all straightened up. Now.
That's not the scapula like you get from church,
Yeah, no.
Those are different.
A little bit. Fantastic.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will avail myself of that in the new year. Absolutely.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah.
That's what this show's about. It's got a lot of love in the room. I gotta love that. All right, I'm gonna go back to the girls here real quick. All right, I want you to think about a time or a place, and I know I'm really in. When you were talking about these little bonding trips that you go, where do you go, Marcie?
The first 2 years we went to San Luis Obispo, and the past 2 years we've gone to a cabin in Pine Mountain.
Nice.
And I don't know what the girls like better, but
Fantastic.
I think they've both been really successful.
All right. So, ladies, you can go, capture an event that took place there or during a game or anything, but you've had 4 years together. So, do you guys, we got a couple of minutes. Do you have anybody you could huddle together here? Do you have any good stories to tell us?
You guys want to
Nothing? Tell the story. There's a story. I'm feeling it. Okay, go ahead.
what you're
say who you are. You gotta say your name though, so everybody. So the fans from Brazil know who you are. We've got a male robotics team. I'm telling you, they do listen to the show. Yeah, they like it.
This is Erin. Yes.
Hello.
I don't know if this would be the first thing that comes to their mind, but last year, Marcie is very protective over all our equipment and make sure that we don't lose any. Last year, however, at a practice, we left a ball on the field. Marcie retrieved it before any of us could see it. Luckily, we didn't lose it. But she told us that we would be running the whole practice because we left the ball, and everybody knows we don't like running. So
that's why you play soccer.
Yeah. So the whole team got together and we made shirts instead that said, "Sorry, we forgot our balls." And we signed our name on it. And luckily, that was enough to have her not make us run the whole practice.
That's funny.
It was very funny. I can appreciate some humor, and I showed up to practice, and they all had their backpacks on their stomachs, and I was like, "Let's go! It's time to practice!" And they all lined up, and they took their backpacks off, and it was very clever. I rewarded
the cones.
I rewarded it. Yeah.
There you go. Fantastic. Hey, we got a minute left. Marcie, we want to help you. We like to raise money for teen athletes. Big supporter of San Marcos High School. They do boast 110 feet of KZSB AM 1290 banner on their baseball team, on their baseball field. So we love that. So how can we help you? So do you have any announcements? Do you have any games? How can we support you?
Yeah, the only game all season that we charge admission for is this Friday. We play at San Marcos against Santa Barbara High. It is our very first league game, so it's a big opening to our season in the Channel League. We play at 5 p.m. The boys play at 7 p.m. right after us, and every dollar goes straight to our program.
All right, let's support Santa Marcos High School girls soccer. This is Erica Salda. That's all we have for right now. God bless Santa Barbara. See you next week.
Please tune in and join us next Tuesday at KZSB AM 1290 at 9:06 a.m. when we will go behind the scenes with the local students, athletes, coaches, parents, volunteers, and all other teen sports supporters. This is all brought to you by ePro Insurance Agency, leader in gift planning and wealth preservation since 1983. So please follow along and support our student athletes by reading the Santa Barbara News Press, and then join me, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen, Dr. Dugan, my co-hosts, friends, teens, every week on the Santa Barbara News Press radio station.
You're the best around. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever bring you down. You're the best.